Okay, so before we do anything, the first thing Matt and I must decide is exactly how big?
How big is this thing going to be? And being that neither of us have ever done anything like this before, the easiest way is to chalk it out in the middle of a flight field as though it were a deck, and pretend. So
we're going to do exactly that. We've got in the back here the two candidates for this challenge. We have the Trojan and the Sky Mule, as you can see, and we're going to give that a shot.
Let's do it.
Where's the rest of it?
That's all of it, brother. There is no rest of it.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
I guess we don't need
it. It looked a lot bigger in the workshop.
That, my friend, is an 8x24 landing strip.
I think that'll work. So we're going to try the Sky Mule first. Now, Matt's got a prong system, right? To hold the tail.
Yes. For the actual carrier, we will have some kind of, you know, a pair of sticks or something to hold the horizontal stabilizers so that we can go to full throttle and then launch kind of like a catapult on a real carrier.
But to simulate that now...
In the meantime, I'm going to stand here and hold it.
Yes, all right. Okay, first try, it's all right. Need to practice my approach. We will try the Trojan as well. I want a few more goes with this. Matt, what do you think?
I gotta say, I'm totally impressed with that. I thought he was going to fail several times before succeeding. First shot, did not see coming.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Matt. Just on that first takeoff, I don't know if you saw, it wasn't actually on the deck, it was just beside it, but now I know it's trimmed, we're gonna try it on the deck.
He also made it by about that much getting off, so.
Oh, mention about the deck though.
Oh right, good point. So, we at the moment are taking off from somewhat spongy grass. Clearly that's going to be very different when we're lifting off from a hard foam surface. So
much quicker.
So this is really kind of a worst case scenario sort of a test. So if we can do this on the grass, then it should be relatively easy. Now the flip side of that is he just stopped within 24 feet, which you're not going to do on a hard sheet of foam. So we'll get into the arrestor cable system later.
Oh yes, we have that. All right. Much more practice needed. Oh no! That's why we need a net. That was a good landing though.
And he shorted it.
Keep trying. Oh, my wings come up partly.
The versatility of the Sky Mule.
Like a foam-filled fire extinguisher, so I could run out here and like hit him with the foam.
A small amount of maintenance needed, and I think a little reinforcement. But remember, this is a very rough carrier deck. It will not be like this in real life. We hope.
We hope. Trojan way harder than Sky Mule.
So the Trojan takes a little more practice, but it looks a lot better. It looks authentic, don't you think?
Brilliant. Several go-arounds, Navy style, and then stuck it.
One thing we forgot to do is actually the takeoff on the deck. So let's do that now. Yeah? Ready?
Yeah. You got this. You got this. You got this. Oh! Net would have been fine.
That would have been
perfect.
And that was a much better landing. Alright, I'm enjoying this now. Alright, so before that was on half flaps, full throttle, and no dual rates on the other way. Now I'm going to bring the rates back on and go full flaps.
Oh,
which you see here. Now it's easy here now because I'm standing slightly to the side, but the real challenge, I guess, Matt, who's just over here, will be to get where Ryan.
Yeah, here's the thing: is right now he's standing 2 feet from the end of the deck, which would mean he was treading water down at Joe Null. So we're gonna make him go back here about 10 yards behind the barrier and try it again. I'm guessing there's a wider margin for error as a result, but we'll see.
We're doing that today.
We're doing it right now.
All right. Okay.
Too close.
That's looking good.
That's it. That's it. You're inside.
Much harder from here.
That is precisely what I thought was going to happen.
I'm going to get through a lot of Trojans.
Much more practice.
He's going to go through a lot of Trojans.
Okay, so we're done with the flying. Both the Sky Mule and I think the Trojan could be suitable with some work. We'll go into that when we get it back to the workshop. We're going to dissect this a bit more, think about it, and see what's what. But Matt, what's up next?
So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got to get to Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, get myself some foam, get started on the actual physical carrier. We're also going to set that up and maybe test off of that surface so that we can see how that affects things differently than the grass. Stuart here's got a bit of work cut out. He's going to do a little bit of plane reinforcing,
modding and stuff,
and both on this aircraft and on the Sky Mule. And I
think I'd still like to keep rolling with both.
Yeah, I think we should try them both. It's
maybe
cool.
we'll just use both of them for the whole
see
thing.
What happens.
We'll see.
I like that.
Okay,
right.
All right,
so off to Home Depot.
They might have tape here.
We're gonna indulge Stuart's fetishes real quick before we find the foam.
Now I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a strange interest in tapes, but I really like tapes, and here is lots of tapes.
This is my Doc Brown special. This is the quick and dirty version of the carrier. This is 1 inch to 1 foot scale, so this is in fact 8 inches wide by 24 inches long, giving us an 8 foot by 24 foot carrier. We have tested that. As you saw, Stuart can get on and off the ground in that distance. I think it's going to be a little bit dicey, but any bigger than that, and this thing is going to be obscene to transfer in any way. So here we have it. Tiny carrier will become big carrier. Let's go take a look.
So Matt had the idea for this.
To use this grip tape, essentially like the stuff they put on the top of a skateboard deck to cover the entire top of the carrier. This is going to keep planes from sliding sideways, should really kind of help out, and also keep props and things from chopping through, which some of you had expressed an interest in.
Or at the very least, it will sand them down nicely.
So there's one question still remains. I have to buy a bit of this stuff and build a mock section and test the buoyancy. I've got to throw this stuff in a pool or a pond and see how well it floats to determine if I'm going to need to add anything to it to keep this thing from bobbing around or doing anything stupid when Stuart here crashes a giant airplane into it. Lands an airplane on it. So we got to do that. And so yeah, we're going to pick up about 18 sheets of this stuff because an 8x24 carrier, 3 sheets thick, requires 18. We're going to grab that stuff and go do some more experimenting.
Absorption?
Right, so as Stuart has just said, absorption, that is a concern, as well as if this stuff will fill up with water and waterlog. Don't think that's much of an issue because provided it doesn't melt when I do it, I'm going to paint it up with some gray latex garage paint a la a battleship or aircraft carrier. So that should seal it and prevent it from filling with liquid, but I am still concerned that it just is buoyant enough to land an aircraft on. So other than that little bit of experimentation, I have a lot of work to do.
Bayshore has these. Another store. Is that good for you?
Oh, in the thicker sheet.
Yeah, so it's the same, it's one sheet, but it's the same
thickness of my laminate already.
Yes,
3 of those would be awesome.
So we just need to go somewhere else.
Okay, so quick revision. We like the foam, but we need the thicker foam. Stuart here has found where to get the thicker foam, so we're gonna do that.
Cheers.
Oh, that's a prime spot.
That's some rockstar parking. If this person ever gets all the way out.
Look at that. Bang.
Okay guys, so here it is. This is 18 sheets, 4x8 each. That's going to be 2 sheets wide by 3 sheets long by 3 sheets thick to give us the base for our carrier. I have a lot of work to do. I'm not entirely sure how this is all gonna come together. I've never built an RC boat before, so I am very much making this up as I go along. Tune in next week. I should have a lot more progress done, something else a lot more carrier-like to show you. See you then.